Thank you for tuning in and welcome back, team. In today's episode of Real Estate Investing, we'll go into part 2 of our real estate investing education with investor education. So with investor education, we're going to be taking a look at 5 main points, and we'll get to them in a moment with 5 points where you can get investor education, how to proceed with investor education, and how to set yourself up for success in real estate investing. My name is Andrew Finney, your real estate geek. If you need help finding a top agent where you live, or if you simply want to drop me a line to say hello, my contact info is below. If you haven't already done so, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and please subscribe to this channel now and like this video. Thank you. Okay, team, so let's take a look at this. In the last episode, in part 1, we learned how to invest in the different ways and options that you have as a real estate investor to get started on your career. And in today's episode, we're talking about the education side of the house so that we can make sure that you're armed with the knowledge, because knowledge is power. And with that comes your success. So in today's episode, we're going to cover specifically 5 different points. Point 1, we're going to be talking about not skipping investor education. Point 2, we're going to talk about real estate terms and mathematics, at least ways of starting to prime your mind with some of the terms and mathematics involved with real estate investing. Number 3, then we're going to talk about how to find mentors, gurus, and how you can provide value to them and get value from them back. So the 4th thing we're going to talk about is overcoming fear. I know that it's a scary thing when we start something new, including real estate investing. So we got to know how to overcome that fear. Okay, the 5th thing is overcoming analysis paralysis. It's something that's very easy to get into, especially when we realize there's much more information involved and so much more to know than we thought was going to be on the onset. So let's go ahead and lead in with not skipping your real estate education. There's a lot of different places that you can get real estate education. I mean, literally. Thousands and thousands and thousands of books are sold every single year just to do with real estate investing. So, I mean, common sources for real estate investing education can revolve around books, blogs, getting a mentor, listening to some podcasts, or, you know, a lot of other different options there as well. But underneath the book category, maybe you're not a reader. There's this nice little app called audible.com. I use it every single day on my commute into work and on my commute back to home. I'm always learning and growing my mind and learning how I can provide a better value to you and to the people around, as well as improve myself as a person. And it's a really impactful time, and it becomes like a sanctuary by just using Audible. That way I can still learn in my busy schedule, and in your busy schedule, we still can find a time to learn and pick up on 30 minutes to 60 minutes a day of more knowledge. So you can actually do the same thing with real estate investing education by using Audible if you don't want to actually read the book or don't have time to read the book. The next thing is like blogs. You know, there's a lot of opportunity with a lot of blogs, but which blogs are better than others? There's definitely one that I'm a huge fan of when it comes to real estate investing, and some that puts out excellent content. And I'll put the link in the show more description below so you can go ahead and get subscribed to their newsletter if you want. It's called Biggerpockets.com. So with Biggerpockets, they do everything about real estate investing education. They help you find mentors, they help you connect with gurus, and they break it down in a way that is so easy to understand that you'll gain a strong knowledge base right out of the gate. Now, the 3rd source is obviously mentors, but where do you find a mentor when you're just getting started? So there's a couple of different places. One of my favorite things to always suggest in these videos is actually the Real Estate Investors Association. I mean, there's actually a National Real Estate Investors Association. I'll put the link in the comment section below, or excuse me, in the show more description below, so you can go ahead and find a group in your area. In those groups, you'll find a lot of other people that are willing to help you, and later in this video, we'll talk about why they're willing to help you and what you can do to demonstrate you're worth their time to help you learn how to invest in real estate. So then the 4th point is podcast. Podcast is simply like if I were making this video right now, except I wasn't shooting the video, I was only doing the audible portion. It would be a recorded audio that's available to you in your iTunes store or offline. Once you find them, you subscribe to the podcast, and then you'd get these kind of like going back to point 1, Audible updates, except now you have somebody like myself that's actually sharing their wisdom and their knowledge with you and how to help prepare you to become a real estate investor. So those are 4 places you can go right off the bat for sources of real estate investing. Notice that I didn't necessarily say seminars, and that I didn't say spending thousands of dollars of that. We'll come back to that point later on, but please take note that they were nowhere on this list, okay? So then the next point that we want to talk about is like real estate terms and mathematics. Now, in today's terms, when we start talking about this, we're really going to be referring to the mathematical side of real estate investing. Now, it's important to note that if you can add and subtract, if you can multiply and divide, you can do real estate math. It's really that simple, and we can break it down for you real quick. There's 4 main categories that you want to know and that you're going to want to track as a real estate investor. The first category, obviously, is your income. The second is your expenses. The third is knowing what your cash flow is. And then the fourth is how to calculate your return on investment to ensure that it's going to be a good equation for you, okay? So let's take this point by point. Now, income, what does that mean? That means that if you own a rental property, and let's say, just for the sake of easy math, you're renting it out for $975 a month, or excuse me, let's make it even easier, $1,000 a month. And let's say that maybe you charge them $25 a month for the use of the garage. That would put your total income for that property at $1,025 per month, okay? So then the next thing that we need to factor for are expenses. Now let's say that your expenses, for example, would be things like, the garbage bill for the home is $50 a month, the loan from the bank is $500 a month, maintenance is about $100 a month. So you total all of those numbers. So you take the 50, you take the 500, you take the 100, and you add them up. What does it come out to? $650, right? So when you look at, that's your expenses now. So then we move along to your cash flow. Guess what your cash flow is? It's so simple. You're going to take your income and you're going to subtract it from your actual expenses. The resulting number is either a positive or a negative cash flow. So in this example, we're going to take our $1,025, we're going to subtract it from our expenses, which is $650, and that leaves you with a grand total of a positive cash flow of $375 on the gross level, right? So then the fourth thing that we want to talk about is your return on investment, oftentimes annotated as ROI. So with your return on investment is just a fancy way of describing what interest rate you're making on your money per year. So if you're looking and comparing rental real estate or investing in real estate against other options that you have available to you for investments like the stock market, day trading, forex trading, or anything else like that, and you're breaking it down, or even like trust funds and mutual funds and all kinds of fun stuff that you can invest in, right? But if you want to know what your annual percentage is, you break it down by return on investment using the following method as it pertains to real estate investing. So what we're going to take a look at is that if we want to break down the annual return on investment for the example that we're using right now, or I'll make it even easier. So let's go ahead and go for a simple scenario using return on investment to calculate investment return. And let's say that on January 1st, what you had to begin with was $1,000. That's what you had in your bank account. On the following January 1st, your cash out of the account was $1,100. This would be an example of a return on investment of 10%. So if you start with $1,000 and end up with $1,100 after a year of your return, then it's at 10%. So what does that actual equation look like? Well, the actual equation is looking like when you take ROI is equal to your ending balance, subtracting your beginning balance, right? And then you divide it by the starting balance. So if you had $1,000 at the beginning of the year, and then going back to that same example, you had $1,000 at the beginning of the year, and then you had yourself $1,100 at the end of a 12-month cycle, and the difference of that is $100, then you divide it into what your starting capital was, and that's how we got 10%. Makes sense? If you want to see me break that down some more in other videos, let me know, and we can go into much more in-depth slides with actually breaking down the math on the screen for you. Just tell me what's going to benefit you the most in this series and what I can do to better help you guys out on this. So then we're going to move into the third point, which are like real estate investing mentors. So real estate investing mentors, I have this real big aggravation with people that teach real estate investing. And the reason that I do is because they're oftentimes trying to feed your greed and sell you a dream as opposed to actually teaching you how to be successful. That's not to say that all seminars are a waste of time. That's not to say that all people that charge money for events that teach you how to invest are a sham. It's not the case. There are some good ones. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bad ones out there as well. So it's important to identify what a mentor is. I'm sure right off the top of your mind, you could think about non-real estate mentors in your life. Those people would include maybe even your own parents, your grandparents, an older brother or sister. Maybe you had a college professor or a high school teacher you really enjoyed, or a boss. I mean, those are 5 examples of somebody that takes a mentor capacity over the course of our lives that help us grow and learn. Now, there's a common thread that exists of all 5 of those, and that's that you actually know them. So how do you find yourself a real estate mentor when you don't know where to begin? Again, the link to the Real Estate Investors Association is in the show more description below. That's definitely one place to start. Now, it's important to bring something to the table. And you might be thinking right now, if you're looking for a real estate investor to mentor you or be your guru and help you be successful, what can you bring to the table, right? Well, the same reason that I make these kind of videos is actually to help educate people and help people make sense of the real estate process, from buying, selling, home ownership, just real estate frequently asked questions, advice, and now real estate investing series. The reason that I do this is to help people because I have a passion to help people. You're going to find there's actually investors out there that are happy to take on people and be their mentor, but you got to bring something to the table. And what is that something? You're going to bring yourself. You're going to be coachable. You need to be coachable to that person. You need to be open-minded and be like a blank slate, so to speak, and be like a sponge with all the information. If you show a mentor, if you show somebody that you want to teach you how to invest in real estate, and you show them that you're hungry and that you're committed and that you're ready to really take this on, and you're very, very serious about this by being coachable, by listening, by taking notes, by offering, any kind of assistance that you can have, then they're going to start taking you more seriously and start thinking, hey, you know what? This person is serious about real estate investing. I'm going to coach them and help them become successful. So there's essentially 5 different things that you can look at in ways of providing value and finding a real estate mentor, whether it be through the National Real Estate Investor Association, whether it be somebody down the street that you know of that might own rental properties, or somebody in your network that you know of that invest in real estate. So one of the things that you can do is actually concentrate on establishing a relationship with that person, with seasoned investors that you want to learn from. So by establishing a relationship, what's going to happen is they're not going to feel like you're going to try to take advantage of them. It's not about you. You're taking an interest in them. You're taking an interest in what excites them. You're taking an interest in things that they do. That's how we establish relationships, is having mutual interest and mutual passions and having conversations about it. You know what I mean? So the second thing is to make yourself valuable in a way that is meaningful, and in real estate investing that could be profitable to other people. So you're thinking, well, what do you bring to the table? How can you do that? And well, it's pretty easy if you start thinking about it. Offer to help them clear a vacant house. Offer to help them do some of the legwork on finding a new investment property. Offer to help them through the renovation phase of a property by maybe taking on like a project manager type position for them. It'd be unpaid. It'd be more of an intern, of course. And take that opportunity to learn the process as they're teaching it to you, so that you know what to look for going forward. There's, maybe it's something as simple as making cold calls for them to find new investment opportunities, maybe through the probate court or something. So there's a lot of different things that you can do to make yourself valuable to a would-be investor mentor that could be very beneficial for both of you. One, for you, learning the ropes and learning how things really happen, and 2, for them, because it helps increase their business and their opportunity at the same time you're learning from it. Now, the third thing is to be realistic and not expect anything in return. If you're putting it out there and they're giving you the opportunity to assist in their investor portfolio and their investing career, then take that education and use it and adopt into notes and start writing your business plan, which we'll come to again soon. We'll be talking about actually how to write a business plan for the purpose of real estate investing in this series. So think about that, okay? The fourth thing is to always look for a win-win situation. It might seem like a misnomer, but a lot of people is like me. It's like WFIM, as in what's in it for me, right? That's not so cool. And if you're getting known as a taker, there's nobody going to want to work with you except for another taker. If you get known as a giver or a connector or somebody that's there to look for the win-win, you're going to be surprised how the law of attraction works in principle and in real life about attracting what you're looking for into your life, because you're always thinking about somebody else's best interest. You're always thinking of ways to help another person. If you're doing that, you're going to end up being watched by some of these real estate mentors, and they're like, you know what, I like them over there. I'm noticing that they're always helping. They're always positive energy. Nobody wants negative energy. If you present yourself with positive energy, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to flock to you and want to help you. So the fifth point is most successful investors are willing to help, but only after you've proven yourself over time that you're serious and that you're committed to real estate investing. It's just like if there was a new real estate agent in my office that would say, hey, Andrew, I'd like you to teach me how to become a successful real estate agent and become a trusted real estate advisor. The first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and answer any questions they have, try to gain some more information as far as their intentions and their purpose and what they're looking for in specific for me teaching them how to do that. So the next thing I'm going to do is let it cool off for a little bit and watch their activity. What time do they get to the office? What activities do they do? You know, what is their mindset? Are they in it for themselves, or are they in it because real estate is a relationship business and they're starting to grasp that, or they already understand that and they're focusing on providing value to people, or they're focused on a commission check? If they're focused on a commission check, I'm really not interested, to be honest with you. Those people are a dime a dozen everywhere in any industry. Now, if you got somebody that understands the importance and the relevance of providing exceptional value to people, to be honest with people and to help people, now you've caught my attention. And if they're consistent about it, then that's somebody that I'm going to be looking for and that I might actually want to adopt onto my team. But I would definitely help them and give them some suggestions and ideas of how to get started in becoming a top real estate agent. So a real estate investor mentor is going to do the same thing. They're going to watch you and they're going to look for consistency. They're going to look for your commitment, and your actions will speak louder than words. Your actions will be what define you in their eyes. What you do, how you say it, what you say, when you say it, but most importantly, how you act will be the telling moment and defining moment in attracting a worthwhile real estate investor. Something to think about, and if you need some improvement within yourself or things like that, that's okay. The fact that you're watching this video and the fact that you're this far along in this video today shows and demonstrates already that you're serious about learning all you can about real estate investing, and now in this video especially about education, where to get it, how to find it, and what to do with it, right? If you've made it this far in this video, pat yourself on the back. You're already on a good track, and just consider the points that I'm making about looking for the win-win situation, not only with another real estate investor, but also whenever you begin working with people to buy their property or sell a property. Always look for the win-win. Always look for how you can bring terms together that are amenable to everybody, because you'll always win and you'll always be successful by first looking to provide the value to the other person. So, and that takes a lot of different forms. We'll have to discuss that at a later time. Value can take many, many different forms. So, should you pay for mentorship? It's up to you. Do you have to pay $20,000 to go to a seminar to learn the real estate invest? No. In this video so far, I've given you different opportunities like books, blogs, how to find a mentor, giving you the link down below, suggested perhaps even scanning through some podcasts that you enjoy listening to, and obviously, you know, YouTube videos like this one are going to teach you. Don't just watch this video and stop. Watch other videos about people that are doing different things in real estate investing. There's a lot of real estate investing videos out there. Just find the ones by the creators that you enjoy the most and continue watching them. Watch more than this one. Watch the other ones as well, and come up with a game plan so that you can hear it from different vantage points of real estate people like myself that are making these videos, and you can take what you like from this video, take what you like from that video, and adopt it into your real estate investing practice, okay? So then the next thing that we want to take a look at is how to overcome fear. Now, before we address fear, I want you to know that fear is really an acronym, and I share this in many, many, many of my videos across my channel. Fear is an acronym. What fear really stands for is false evidence appearing real. The F is false, the E is evidence, the A is appearing, and the last is real. So false evidence appearing real, right? So how do you replace fear? Well, there's actually 6 ways, and they all begin with getting knowledge. And that's exactly what you're doing today by watching this video. So good on you. So the first one is getting off your butt and doing something. If you're not going to get off your butt and do something, then you might as well, end this video, and you might as well end any of your dreams of becoming a real estate investor. You got to get off your butt, and you got to take action. You got to take massive action to succeed, whether it's in real estate investing or in anything in life. You've got to take action. The second thing is to stop buying courses and other materials and seeking out assistance if you're not going to be committed to yourself and to your own real estate investing practice. It's one thing, there's like, I call them time sucks, and literally like sucks, S-U-C-K-S, as in time sucks, right? People that will come in and be a time waster, people that want to ask all kinds of questions and then run off and do nothing with the information that you just provided them, or completely do everything wrong because they think that they know a better way, but they wanted to waste hours of your own time asking questions. You could probably think of somebody like that right now at the job that you work in, or somebody that's in your life or in your social circles that are like that. That's awful. And if that's you, stop it, okay? The third thing is to start participating in events like through the Real Estate Investors Association. Start participating in events. Start learning who the players are in your city, from the financing side to the real estate agents to mortgage officers to successful real estate investors that flip, or real estate investors that might that do rentals. And what kind of rentals? Are they single family homes, condominiums, townhouses, multiplexes? Do they look at hotels? There's so many different avenues to approach real estate investing. Find out who the players are. That way it'll help you identify who you're looking for as a mentor, and find out, what you could do to provide a value to them. So the fourth thing is actually to learn the lingo. Get you some books about real estate investing terms. Learn the lingo. Learn what it breaks down. I mean, we kept it really simple in today's video about lingo. Income, expenses, cash flow, ROI. I mean, that's very, very basic and simple stuff. We're going to be adding to your terminology as we continue this course. So you might want to just go ahead and begin a notes, that if you haven't already done so, begin your notes and writing this stuff down, okay? So then the fifth thing is to learn the concepts of real estate. Start understanding fundamental concepts about how that you can understand and explain what a debt to income ratio is, or why 70% ARV is important to a house flip, and you need to spend more time learning. Learning is where it's at. That's how you replace fear. That's how come fear is the acronym of false evidence appearing real. With knowledge comes power, and with power comes confidence, and with confidence comes comfort. And there's no room, once you have the knowledge, the power, the comfort, and the confidence, for fear. Think about that, and remember that as we move forward. So the last point in today's episode is being careful about analysis paralysis. Yes, is real estate investing a big undertaking? Yes, it is. Is real estate investing, is there a lot to learn to do it right and be successful and profitable? Yes, there is. Does that mean that you should be fearful? No. Again, education replaces the fear, which is false evidence appearing real, and then it also should help you overcome analysis paralysis. Analysis paralysis is whenever you essentially get stuck and you're like in perpetual learning mode, thinking that you need to learn every single thing there is. Look, there's no greater benefit than after you've educated yourself, after you complete this series about real estate investing and listen to others. There is no better teacher than life experience. That first step that you make is going to be the hardest one. But if you keep analyzing and never take that first step, you're never going to get to the destination you look forward to getting to. The first step is the hardest step. You might take the step and fall. You might take the step and win. But who knows until you take the step. But either way, you can learn. You can learn and you can grow by just taking that first step. So take that baby step for yourself today and get over the analysis paralysis after you finish this episode, after you finish this series and you learn more stuff of what you can do to help out, okay? So the next thing that we're going to do, and before I get there, where I'm going with this next, I'm going to put up my contact information. If you want to drop me a line and say hello, please let me know. If you got some questions, if you have some ideas about what you'd like to see in the real estate investing series on my channel, please let me know, and I'm going to take notes of everything that you tell me so that I know what kind of content is going to benefit you the most as you progress through your real estate investing career, okay? So if you haven't already done so, I'm going to ask you 3 things. Number 1, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel now. Please like this video, and share this video around with someone you know is going to be able to help. Now, lastly, moving onwards and upwards, right? So if you need to go back to the first video that I made, which was how to invest, go ahead and go. I'm going to go ahead and pop up the links up here on the end screens here. Go ahead and go back to the first one and learn how to invest. If you want to move forward to the next episode, which is about real estate investing and discovering your niches and strategies, please go ahead and move forward now. If you have any questions, let me know. In the meantime, in between now and next time, I'm wishing you a lifetime full of love, wealth, abundance, and happiness. Enjoy an amazing day.